Tuesday, January the 12th, and we're just glad that you're with us today. For this segment of the show, we have Kimberly Nelson, who is the Director of Philanthropy. And needless to say, she needs our money, and we're going to be talking to her about raising money. How you doing?
I'm good. Wow, that was quite a roll in. So, well, Happy New Year,
Happy New Year
to all
to
the
you.
residents.
Yes.
And I'm not here today asking for money
Oh,
directly.
okay.
I wanted to just highlight a little bit about last year, because it was really a great year for Green Spring. Historically, Green Spring has been raising $1 million to $1.5 million every year, which is phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
It's huge. But last year we raised just over $2 million,
Wow.
which was really significant. And I just wanted residents to be aware that one of the reasons for that is because we have had residents leave legacy gifts through their estate. And that is really sort of that future money that is so critical to have programs continue and grow. But it also is helpful because residents don't have to liquidate assets or anything now or today. So I just want to thank those residents who, of course, give annually, which is important, but also sort of a little shout out to our legacy folks, because that forward thinking is really what keeps Green Spring also moving forward. So we really appreciate that.
And if somebody wanted to do a legacy, they'd come see you, and then you can set it up with the lawyers and the accountants. And
you know, it depends what someone would like to do. Sometimes we don't even have to involve lawyers or those expenses. So what I would prefer is if someone is saying, I'm not really sure, I'd like for us to just make an appointment and have a conversation so I can sort of understand what's your vision, what are you thinking, and then we can maybe talk about some pros and cons. So you can think about it, you can review it with your estate or your advisors or family or whatever you need to do. So just if you have questions, just call me. We'd be happy to talk about it.
And if you notice, folks, on the scroll on the TV, there was a slide that just gave you the phone number, and it's 923-4687. Kimberly Nelson, Philanthropy.
So, but thanks for a great year. And of course, the Philanthropy Committee is very solid and strong. This last year, we were sort of this ad hoc committee with the resident council, as you're aware of. We were trying to sort of evaluate how is the Philanthropy Committee fit in with the council structure, what is similar or different about it compared to other committees. And it gave time for really the council and the liaisons to sort of work with us, understand more of the behind the scenes, and sort of come up with some recommendations. And you were really involved with that, and we appreciate that insight. So I wanted residents to know that the Philanthropy Committee is not going away. The committee is active and it's strong, and
it's a great committee.
And our residents are very enthusiastic and very committed to Green Spring and what we do. But what the council has recommended, and we are all in agreement together, is that the committee will continue to sort of operate, I don't want to say independently, but it will operate sort of with like a dotted line with the council, where we will have our chairperson attend the resident life committee meetings to help with communication, facilitate information, so that there's really good communication on many different levels. But it's not an sort of like an official committee like we traditionally think of with the council.
And then also the chairperson of the Philanthropy Committee will attend the 3Cs meeting with the other chairs of all the other committees and give a report, and as well as taking information back to the committee.
So I think our goal is to really help facilitate good communication. In philanthropy, we want to be really as transparent as possible, and we're not trying to hide information. So we just want to have a good relationship. So that's really, we're not going away, we're still doing good work, and if anyone has questions, so please come see me. And then speaking of good work, we've got a couple seminars coming up with the committee already. And the first one,
and they're free.
And they're all free, and we won't ask you for money. It's part of what the committee, we believe in helping our fellow residents. So one is called Ringing in the New Year, Estate Planning Question and Answer. And that should pop up on your screen because that's on January 27th.
At 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock. And it's in the Village Square classroom this time. And John Ritzard is an attorney who's been here several times. His firm is a sponsor with the gala. They really understand the Greenspring contract. We have a couple firms we work with who really understand that. But John's presentations are really great for if you have, I don't know, just questions about, I just moved to Greenspring 2 years ago. Should I update my documents? Like it's more like a town hall question and answer. He doesn't have a big long spiel. He'll do a 5-minute overview, but then he really opens up the floor for you to be able to ask some general questions. Now, if something is really personal, you may want to hold till the end and talk with him privately. But he can give you some good general information about either changes in the law, when do I need to update, make changes, what if I have new grandkids, what if someone's got divorced, what do I do? So please come to that, sign up, call our office, it's free.
And the date is?
It's Wednesday, January 27th.
At 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock. And then the next week, we have 2 events, and I know it's February, but I'm not on. So one is on postal fraud. And that is on Tuesday, February 2nd. So it's things you get in the mail. How do I know if this is real or not? You know, it has a check. It says I won $1 million, but I need to send $20. What do I do? So again, this is free. It's at 2 o'clock. This one is in the Akatink room. We just ask for you to sign up if you can, so we know how many chairs to put down. And then finally, on Friday, February 5th, we have JG Jewelry and Estates coming back. So if you have jewelry that needs to be looked at, repaired, you're not sure if it's valuable, is it sentimental or has it financial value, we can get you an appointment. She's done some really nice, inexpensive things for residents to make jewelry and items usable that maybe residents thought they weren't going to be able to use by extending a chain or a necklace or a clasp. And her goal is really to be helpful. And for those who don't know, Jamie's dad lives here, and they're also sponsors with the gala. So she clearly is vested in Greenspring and all that we do. So that is really exciting. But there's a lot coming down the pike that the committee has already got in place. So I want to make sure folks sign up for those free seminars and get some help and information and tell your neighbors.
Yeah, and bring your jewelry and have it appraised.
It does not, if you're not sure, it could be silver, pearls, watches, coins. She does a wide variety. If you're not sure, call our office and I'll do my best to try to help point you in the right direction of what she can and cannot do.
Great.
And I know we're probably getting low on time.
No, we got 3 minutes or so.
Good. So the other thing I did want to make sure I touch base on is the IRS scam. You know, this is the time of the year when not just scams start to come out of the woodwork, but really this IRS scam or you're going to be sued. You know, it's sort of this, puts you in a panic mode. You get a phone call. And the reason I'm mentioning it is last week alone, I had 8 residents call me and say they had received this scam. Now, thankfully, all of them had seen Village in Motion. They had seen us talk about it. They all hung up. They didn't give any information. But some of the numbers are coming from what looks like a 202 Washington, D.C. area code. And some were an area code in Seattle, Washington. And there was another one, which I cannot remember the state at the moment. But that number that's coming up is not probably where they're coming from or calling from. But Greenspring, it sounds like, has gotten on their list. So I really just want to remind residents, if you get a phone call that says you're being sued, please hang up. Do not give any information. If you talk to them or acknowledge them, they will continue to call you to try to wear you down. to have you release any personal information so they can try to, put pieces together to get your money.
Yes.
So hang up, do not respond. If it says IRS, it's not the IRS.
Right.
If it says they're going to sue you, I had one resident say, fine, sue me, and hung up. So please, we want to protect you. Please share with your neighbors. This really is the time where it is most prevalent as we think of moving into tax season.
And if they have any questions about receiving such a call, let security know about it.
Yep.
Let you know
They
about
can
it.
what's been happening is many times folks are just calling me, just letting me know,
Right.
so that I can have an idea on what buildings maybe are being targeted,
Right.
in case there's a trend, and then I'm letting security and the social work team
Great.
know. So if you get a call and you remember, either stop by or call me and say, I got one of those calls,
Right.
it was 2 days ago, I didn't give them any information.
Yeah.
I'm fine, I'm just letting you know. Because we're just sort of trying to get an idea. I had someone yesterday who stopped me in the hall and said she got one yesterday.
Right.
So clearly I think it is a hot issue right
Yes.
now. And I just want residents to be aware of it so that we can all collectively do our best to keep everybody safe.
And if something happens in regards to the phone calls, let somebody know.
Yes.
I mean, do not give
Yes.
out anything.
Yes.
And if you're thinking about giving money, regardless of who it's to, talk with your kids about it. Talk with your
Yes.
family members about it before you do it.
Yes, that's a great point. Or if you have any questions at all, or if you think you accidentally gave out information, then call me, let's talk about it, and see if we need to get authorities or
Exactly.
security or anyone else involved.
Exactly.
But our goal right now is prevention and awareness, so that if they keep getting hang-up calls or no answers, that they eventually stop calling you.
Right.
So that is our goal, and we just want all the residents to be aware of it and that it's bubbling up again.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I have one final announcement.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Many residents have wondered, Lorena gave her notice after Gala. I think we
Right.
wore her out. And we have had a temp and been looking for an employee or a person to fill those shoes. And I have great news. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Great. And it's not a train.
And it's not a train, and I'm super excited because we'll make sure she comes on in February.
All right.
But we have hired one of our former scholars,
Wonderful.
and she graduated last year, and her name is Molly Everett,
Okay.
and residents may remember her because she has a twin sister.
Right.
And so Molly will be joining us the end of January. And we're really so excited because what a great, just a great example of how the scholarship grows someone as a high school student through college, and now they're coming back to the Green Spring family.
Great. And we will welcome her with
Yes,
open arms.
please do. She's really nervous but excited.
Great.
So we're very excited to have her. So
Well,
look for Molly the end of January.
Well, we always are pleased to have you on and
you.
discussing all the things that go on with philanthropy.
Thank you so much.
And the special programs that you have sponsored and the committee sponsors. So
Yeah,
thanks
committee
again.
does a great job, and we really appreciate all their efforts.
Well, thanks again, Kimberly, for
Thank
being
you.
here this morning.
Thank
Okay.
you.